Hello, and welcome to my project, Narrative of a Life. I'm the artist, Julia Louise, and each week I work on painting candid stills from my life, and as I paint, I talk about the events and feelings of another week of living. This week, I'm finishing this painting. All that's left is my little motivational sign, my pill bottle, and some finishing touches to the fur. The end is close, so let's get to it. April 14th. It's been very sunny today. I haven't gotten out, can't say why really, but I've loved watching the squirrels and such. I'm kind of realizing a pattern I have lately. I'll start a project on my day off, then ditch my responsibilities the following day to finish the project. Not sure how deep this habit goes back, but I can see it on many occasions. So, in other words, today I've been continuing sanding my little soapstone sculptures. I'm taking a break from music though, and watching some of @Media Processing's videos. They're the channel that got it into my head to watch cats. Anyway, they talked about Saltburn, and I didn't realize the movie wasn't well received. All I can say is I fucking loved it the whole way. It gave me like a dark comedy version of Gatsby, especially the unreliable narrator bit. The ending? I completely thought that's just his triumphant, glorified version of his accomplishments that he partially believes himself, but especially wants to broadcast. Class commentary? Plenty of it. Look harder, I guess. I'd compare it to Parasite in the ways it comments on class. The movie made me uncomfortable and excited, and in ways I wish I had the social grace of this character. And in ways, I'm glad the social graces are proven to be that of a deeply unstable individual. Beautiful cinema, entirely gripping, and experimental in genre. I'm a fan. Pretty straightforward day though, not much else going on, so Louise out. April 15th. I watched another sunny day pass from inside. Large windows at the painting studio let me know just how much of my day I spent catching up on work that I'd been procrastinating. I could have probably spent some moments in the sun, but I didn't. I sat inside and slowly got grumpy. My blood sugar, I'm sure, was going down, and my coffee helped, but that ran out and I still had 2 more paintings to do. I drove to the weed shop after finishing with the idea of circumventing the lockbox and buying myself new weed, only to find I'm missing my ID. I really looked for it. So did Paul, throughout the night. But I think it's truly lost. What a headache. Paul bought me weed while I curled into a functionless ball. I threw it on the couch and shouted something to the effect of not wanting dinner and stormed off to curl up into a ball in private. I calmed myself enough, and eventually, weed helped me calm down more, and I spent the entire night chilling and waiting to eat/eating. And I don't know, that's fine, but I was fine too, you know? I could have just chosen to corral my emotions more, or something to that effect. I feel like it was within my means to have had a more productive and joyous day. I didn't entirely hate the painting I did. I quite loved it most of the time, in fact. I played Mac Miller loud and painted mountains and galaxies and sunsets over water. I didn't have to go that long without eating, maybe. Something to think about. That was really my entire day, though. Louise out. April 16th. I didn't let today's sunshine go unused. Paul and I spent a good chunk of the day longboarding around the neighborhood. A bald eagle made an appearance, and it was very relaxing. I loved my longboarding days down Provo Canyon. I keep my longboard in my car just in case, and I've used it a bunch in the past because of that habit. I've also gotten a board stolen, but so it goes. I even made my own longboard, but I haven't used it because I'm scared to break it. It's a fragile board, so it's pretty much for decoration. You may have seen it in some of my intros. I'm doing a great job this week at avoiding responsibilities. Not 1,000%, but the big things. I was very excited to get my painting finished today, which was already ignoring the more responsible job searching I need to be doing, or video making, and so instead, I went longboarding and got stoned, because of course. And then I painted color mixing swatch grids for 6 hours. It was actually a really good time, and these grids are something I've been meaning to do for over a year now. But did I need to do a chunk of them today? No, absolutely not. That's the same with the soapstone sanding. I'm procrastinating through productivity in unimportant things. Story of my life, I suppose. I've been thinking lately that fostering a healthy kind of grind set mindset, unironically, might be good for me. More discipline and focus in my work, organization and goals. I'm not sure where the energy comes from, but I would try. I joked to Paul about taking the red pill and buying a book about it, and we concluded that YouTube was the better option. But you guys, YouTube was scary. I grew up with the idea of a grind being kind of like girl bossy and tech bro maybe. Entrepreneur, of course, but burning yourself out for a work goal. YouTube scrolling? I didn't even read most of the titles. Certainly proved that it is different now. I have my watch history on YouTube off, so the search algorithm only shows me numbers-based videos. And I feel bad for youths trying to find identity in these types of videos. I can see how the toxic cycles continue. I truly believe that everyone believes some portion of misinformation, it's just a matter of how much. But this has been a tangent. When I say grind set, I do not mean being the best Sigma male I can be. I mean working hard to perhaps the detriment of my health. Just for a couple years would be nice. But I'm logging off for tonight. Louise out. April 17th. Today was good. I could have done more, but I did a good amount, and I enjoyed myself. Could have been worse. I wish I sun-soaked at all, but I didn't. I did do a little video work and did more paint grids before work. I taught a mountain sunset and the class vibes were chill the whole day. I felt I could have brought more energy, maybe, but I teach a lot this weekend, so maybe it was a warm-up. I've been procrastinating video work and skipping big job efforts. I'm always applying, but I mean like go out and ask around kinds of efforts. Takes a lot of gumption that I rarely feel I have, but I gotta do it. It's been harder than I expected to get a part-time, non-weekend job. I was hoping for delivery, but with my car being bad, that's out of the picture. It's all very uncertain. That was my day though. Louise out. April 18th. I woke up to pancakes and sunshine, and it was a good day all throughout. I got to spend a chunk of time soaking up the sun and catching up with my mom on the phone. We mostly exchanged cat stories, and I watched Schuyler do an impressive leap at a squirrel while we talked. The squirrel got away, of course, but Schuyler was pretty sleek there, I'll give her credit. I'm getting a tattoo on Sunday. I try to get one a year, if I can squeeze one by, and I'm squeezing one in the budget. I've been trying to figure out the exact placement all month, and I think I've figured it out. It's creative and flattering, and will be painful as hell to get. Right over or right past both my elbow pit and my elbow bone. Gee gosh, golly darn is all I can say about that. I can often find tattoo pain a little cathartic in my most sadistic corners. And every well-done tattoo feels like a body enhancement, so it's worth some pain for. But I'm pondering soft things I can bring to bite on, genuinely. Maybe I spring for a mouth guard. That aside though, my class tonight was the largest class I've taught yet. It was 18 people, and we painted phases of the moon. I had a microphone, but I was still shouting over people a fair amount. It was a two halves type of painting with two canvases, and each person could paint either a dark or a colorful version. Ideally, each couple paints one version, but in practice, everyone did their own thing. People combined the things, made up their own backgrounds, did totally different moon shapes, you name it. It didn't help that I chose to paint my painting down the middle instead of painting two canvases so that I could show you how to do both paintings without having to spend the time to do both paintings. Since I would do it, a lot of the people following along would only do techniques on half of their canvas. I also got them through the bulk of the painting too quickly, and they had some boredom that I tried to fill as best I could. Half the class was basically finished in an hour though, so it was a bit chaotic. Fun though. It seemed we all had a good time, and they all turned out vibrant and unique. After work, we got fast food and watched Chicken Little. What a classic. Paul had to go to bed early for a golf tournament with his dad. I teach at noon tomorrow, so that's me getting up a little earlier than usual. A short day, it seems like. I'm getting more momentum for a renewed effort here at my goals. Ebb and flow and all that. My Q2 is gonna be a great one. I'm determined. But for now, I go to bed. Louise out. April 19th. My class today had a really wholesome energy. I loved it. It was 3 groups of people, and they all encouraged each other and chatted and exchanged personal info even. It was so nice to see them hugging each other goodbye and actually wishing each other well. And someone wanted a picture with me specifically, and that felt weirdly good. I loved teaching all class. It was a longer class, and we painted a beautiful landscape. After work, Paul and I played Wii Sports, and he recapped how his golf tournament went with his dad. It was good. They played well, and the weather stayed warm, if not quite sunny. Then we did our dinner and show routine, and now it's time for bed. I'm nervous for my tattoo tomorrow. I'm gonna have to be very brave. It'll be sick as hell if I can put up with the pain though. And I believe in myself on that front. Nonetheless, I'm nervous. I hope I can sleep. I'm antsy enough. 12 hours. Louise out. April 20th. It was 420 and Easter all in one today. Plus, I got my tattoo. It only took about 2 hours. It was painful, some areas more than others, but way less than I anticipated, and honestly, not even close to the worst I've been through. But we did avoid going right over the elbow bone or right across the elbow nook. Part of me wishes I was slightly pickier with the exact placement, but it's beautiful as is, and I'm sure time will cement this image as the right one. It tends to do that. I've had a few tattoos turn out just a little different than I expected, and they're all beloved works of art on me, so it's not always bad. I'm craving more tattoo paint now, though. It comes with a certain adrenaline rush, too. And there's something so cathartic in the ink process. It can feel like the artist is scrubbing into your very flesh, carving to your bone. It's cleansing in a certain way, almost like a new piece of you has been uncovered. That's the best I can describe it. And not always, not totally, just parts of it for me. Gosh, I love it though. My new tattoo is vibrant and beautiful and exciting. I need more on that arm. I have 3 beautiful blue ocean tattoos, and I just don't know how to fill in the big spaces, and later, the gaps. They're all different art styles, but there's still so much surface area left. Tats are expensive. Sleeves will cost me a lot all put together. I'm saving my left arm for a big cohesive design. Trying to get more tats on my legs too. I want more ink! Anyway, after getting home, I started properly celebrating 420 Easter, and I snacked on chocolate bunnies while smoking weed and painting color palettes. I spent some hours on that, and when Paul got home, we had leftovers and watched a stoner movie. Tomorrow, I'm gonna try going around for more direct job attempts. If my car makes it. It's in rough shape, guys, it really is. I've got some parts coming in the mail and potentially some help to fix it, but sheesh, I am scared for tomorrow. But I need to do this too. As it is, I'm heading to bed. So Louise out. Wrapping up here, I can't believe how good it turned out. It always feels arrogant to say, but I do impress myself sometimes. This is one of those times. I'm obsessed with the tiny colored edges of the water bottle in front of the light, how the colors even reflect off of the sticker edges. The paper towel has the perfect texture to it, and I couldn't have done a better job on the glass lamp table and all its objects. The book cover was one of the hardest things I've painted, and all the lined paper around it looks perfect. I love that even painting boring things, like lists on paper, can bring out details to the world I never saw before. The subtle color reflections on the papers really bring together the whole area and just imbue it with such life. You can see fingerprint smudges on the glass. You can see the little machine marks at the glass table edge. And you can feel the depth of the book pages. Some other standout details are the little leaf bookmark and the paper towel reflecting green and purple from the environment. I love the transparency of the pill bottle too. It looks plucked from my lamp table and placed in the painting. I think I would have moved it out of the shot if I knew I'd be painting it, just because it has such a strong connotation with it. Prescription pills can make people think of very specific things. These are just mirtazapine to help me sleep, but prescriptions can be seriously negative things in people's minds. Nonetheless, I think the orange of the bottle brings all the other subtle oranges into notice quite nicely. I've been thinking of this as my orange cat painting, but its official title is Cookie Thief. Most nights, I bring a sweet treat to bed, and most nights, Schuyler tries to eat it. This painting is just one of those moments, now captured forever in vibrant color. On to the next!